So for today's video, I want to talk about something that I don't think is getting talked about enough, and it's this new fight announcement for UFC 291. If you haven't seen my video where I break down the 291 card coming up in July, I'll do a breakdown at a later date. But anyway, check that out. I go into depth and I talk about the main card and some important fights on there. But the purpose of this video is to talk about Alex Pereira and Jan Blachowicz. Right, this fight is just I don't get it. When it first was announced, I was super excited because I love watching Pereira fight. I've been a fan of this guy back when he was kickboxing, and he's fun to watch. His style is very unique. He's entertaining. But man, I gotta confess here, having second thoughts. I just don't understand why his team would let this happen. All right, so first let's just I have the tail of the tape pulled up here. Okay, so Jan is 40. All right, so that's kind of what I wanted to confirm here live with you all. He is 40 years old. Pereira's 35, or I think he might be 36. I thought I saw that somewhere. But regardless, 35, 36, whatever. He's up there in age now to where he's starting to get up there, right? The guy's got some miles on him. He was a long-time kickboxer. Now he's into MMA, but it's the cat, he lost to Izzy. He got knocked out brutally. He was able to knock Izzy out back in, I think, 2017 pretty brutally with that left hook. But this one it's 4-ounce gloves. You know what I mean? And I thought he was doing really well in the fight, got overzealous, and then boom, just like that, Adesanya shut his lights out. So the measurables, though, that's what's so interesting is when you look at the measurables here. That's why I brought this up. I'm not big on this, because styles make fights. But the age, I'm going to talk about that here shortly. But in terms of height, Pereira does have the height advantage. I think it says he's 6'3" here, but I'm pretty sure he's like 6'4", whatever. I mean, it's an inch. And then weight, this will be at 205. This is Pereira's MMA debut at 205. He has fought at 205 in Glory Kickboxing. I'll get to that in just a few moments as well. Reach, he does have the reach advantage. All right. So with all that being said, I wanted to show you all those things because the age is what I want to target first for Jan Blachowicz. The guy's 40 years old. If there was a time for someone like a Pereira, who's now a big name, to get a win over Jan, it's basically now. Because back before, when Adesanya and Blachowicz fought, Blachowicz was a couple years younger, now a couple years removed. He had that decision, the draw against Ankalaev for the 205-pound belt. So this guy's the number 3 ranked light heavyweight. If Pereira beats him, he's getting a title shot. All right. I think that this is the right time for Jan Blachowicz, or for Pereira to fight a guy like Jan Blachowicz. Glover Teixeira beat Jan Blachowicz. Obviously, Glover, very different skill set than Pereira, which I'm also going to talk about as we go here. But I'm highlighting the age because I think that Jan is definitely slowed down a little bit. But, I know that was loud into the mic, but, all right, I keep saying but. Jan Blachowicz defensively against kicks and against elite strikers is as good as it gets in MMA. As good as it gets. All right. I cannot stress it enough. Isreal Adesanya's first MMA loss came to this man. All right. And everyone's like, oh, he's just a big Viking with Polish power. Rrr. Yeah, it's true. But if you go back and watch that fight, Jan Blachowicz checks so many leg kicks of Isreal Adesanya, which shuts down the low kick game of Izzy. And now Izzy's forced to rely on his hands, right? The question mark kick wasn't really landing. Jan was very prepared for that because the way you build the question mark is off of landing the low kick, right? So Jan shut that down. He stayed pretty defensively safe. Isreal didn't jab his face off like he does to other guys. And Jan was able to kick Adesanya. Jan loves throwing that right hand, stepping through and following up with a lead leg kick to the body. It's hard for me to show it here, but if you train, you know what I'm talking about. Jab, cross, he steps through, boom, his left leg, so it's in front, comes up to the body. He threw that to Dominic Reyes and left a footprint after the first one that he threw. And I'm sure that after Reyes felt that one, it was like, and then ever since that's kind of been the downfall of Dominic Reyes, which I'll do a video at that at some point of what I think's went wrong there. But anyway, this is the wrong time for Alex Pereira. It's the right time and the wrong time. The right time meaning, yes, Jan Blachowicz is older. He's slowed down a little bit, but his style is kind of okay with that, because he's 40 years of age. He doesn't move a lot. He's kind of almost has a very Thai-esque approach. He's very square. He's just very and just kind of marches forward, slowly inches forward. He destroyed Ankalaev with the low kicks his past fight. He shut down Alexander Rakic when they fought. Rakic he destroyed Anthony Smith's legs. He shut those down. Rakic ended up blowing out his knee, which is that due to the kicks being defended? I don't know. Can't prove that, but I'd be willing to bet you it had something to do with it at some point, right? Dude, if you've never thrown a kick and had it checked or checked someone's kick, if your adrenaline's not going, even with the adrenaline going, you feel it, but when there's no adrenaline, ow. If you don't train or whatever, and you just bump your shin up against the door frame, and you're like, son of a bitch. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, that hurts. Imagine that, throwing it full power. Now, these are professionals, the best in the world, throwing that, and another man just, boom, iron shin right to it, says, get that out of here. That's what Jan Blachowicz does. I just think that Pereira is taking a fight too soon after being knocked out like that. I know he's fought in kickboxing all these years, and he's a veteran of combat sports. This is too soon. This is less than 4 freaking months, man, of being knocked out cold. Not a stoppage, not a referee came in and stopped it because you weren't defending yourself. Knocked out cold, flatlined on the floor. And now you're turning around, you're making your 205-pound debut against a guy that has incredible power, maybe the most powerful guy at 205 in terms of punching power. He's just made of like iron. It's weird because when you look at Jan Blachowicz, the way he's like built, he's not like jacked or anything, but he's just big, and you're like, there's something with him. It almost reminds me of like Sergey Pavlovich at heavyweight. There's just something with him, and he hits hard, and it's just like when this guy hits people, you see their like expression change. And my concern is, yes, Adesanya is a very good kickboxer. He went up, did not get the W. Him and Pereira are both long, rangy guys, but they fight very different. Pereira has ungodly, weird power for his frame, and he likes to be aggressive and come forward, and he tries to take away your wheels, and then eventually as the fight progresses, you can't move as well, and then he's able to stalk you down. If you've seen this dude, right, videos and promos and this and that, the hunting with the bow and arrow, that's like his approach. He is stalking his prey in there. He's going to chop you down at the legs, and then he sets things up. He throws things upstairs, gets you worrying, and then eventually when he takes away your movement, he pins you up on the fence or in kickboxing along the ropes, and then finishes you. And he sets you up. Jab, 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 boom, left hook like he did to Strickland or to Izzy. Destroys your legs. The problem is I think Jan, he's the best guy against leg kicks. He has the best leg kick defense I think I've ever seen in mixed martial arts, and nobody talks about it. If you haven't seen that fight against Izzy and Jan Blachowicz, watch it back again, and then come back and comment on my video and be like, oh, I see what you're saying now. It's not to be arrogant. It's just like, dude, I know what I'm talking about. I know what I see here. And Pereira throws his kicks very differently. His shoulders don't rotate. There's no telegraph. He just kind of snaps it out there, very much almost like a Dutch kickboxing style. It's not how they teach you in a gym. They teach you to fully turn over, rotate, and pivot. He does the polar opposite. One, because he has a lot of power in his kicks, and then two, his frame, and three, nobody else does it, and it just seems to work. I just don't know, man. I don't think he's going to be able to be effective with the leg kicks on Jan, and Jan has that blast double in his back pocket at any moment. He's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It's not really a wrestler. You saw Glover be able to take him down, and that was probably the worst Jan Blachowicz performance I think I've seen in his career, which is another thing. That's why I'm saying this age, it's like a hit or miss with Jan, right? If he shows up and he, fought like he did against Izzy defensively and then fights offensively like he did against Ankalaev with the kicks. Now, Pereira's good at checking kicks too, so that's why I'm like, what the hell, man? I just wish that this could have waited until November. I think that would have been a great time to have this fight. I think overall, I find it hard to see Pereira getting a W. 6 months from now, 7 months from now, towards the end of the year, I'm liking Pereira's chances more and more. Now, the guy always has a chance. He's an elite striker. You can never count him out, but he does get hit. That's the difference. Izzy's very much a touch and move, doesn't get hit a lot. Pereira gets hit, man. He likes to trade. And yeah, you can't do that with Jan Blachowicz. You can't do that. Ask anybody that he's landed that left. He's a good left hook of his own. And then he likes to counter and step in and boom, throw that big overhand right down the pipe like he did. I think it was Corey Anderson. So what do you all think? I just think that Pereira's returning too soon. And this is his shot, man. He's going up to 205. He's, this whole Izzy thing is kind of given him a platform to be able to do something like this, right? He took advantage of beating Izzy the first time, got the rematch, was fighting well, then got caught. I don't know. I don't really like the timing. I feel like if this would have waited a little bit longer, maybe it would be, something I would feel a little more confident in. And I'm a huge Pereira fan. I like watching him. And then Jan Blachowicz has like a unique style to him, and you got to respect the guy. Been around a long time. What do you all think? Who do you all think is going to win this fight? Let me know if you agree with me or disagree. Again, I like to throw out unbiased opinions, unlike a lot of these other people out there on YouTube. So I appreciate you all. Please hit that like button and also subscribe. I'm really trying to build a nice little fan base and community here, and I love going back and forth with you all. I actually do appreciate it, even if you're hating or whatever. I find it fun. So I appreciate you all. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one.